1.5, the centroid. Now, first we need to know what a centroid is. A centroid is a point of concurrency inside of a triangle that is formed when you have three intersection of medians. All right, so what is a median? All right, a median is a line segment joining a vertex to the midpoint of the opposite side of the triangle. So in this example, let's talk about point A here being a vertex. All right, so across or opposite the vertex A is side BC right here. So side BC, if we have to find the midpoint of BC, the line that connects A to the midpoint of BC would be a median. All right. So in order to find the centroid, it's the intersection of all three medians. Now, in order for us to actually find it, we technically only need two medians to find that location. But let's go through the process of creating that median. So I'm going to create a perpendicular bisector of BC in order to find my midpoint. Again, anything more than halfway will be fine. So I'm going to make an arc above. I'm going to rotate, make an arc below. Going to come here and put it on the other endpoint, C. Again, want to be as accurate as possible here. See where they intersect. Let me scroll down just a little bit, make it easier to see. And there we go. All right, now that's going to give us the line segment that's going to show me the exact spot as to where the midpoint would be. So if I take my straight edge, if I line these two intersection marks up, right, now if I drew a line segment through the entire thing, that would be my perpendicular bisector, which would clearly break BC up into two parts. But again, I don't need the entire line segment. I just need this point here. So we don't have to draw the entire thing. It's okay if you want to, you can, but I really just need to indicate the spot here, which would be where it crosses, making this the midpoint. All right, so this would be the midpoint of BC. All right, so if I now connect A and that midpoint, that would make a median. All right, so for me, I'm just going to use this, the line tool here to draw that. It makes it just a little easier. And that line from A to the midpoint opposite A is my median. All right, so I'm going to do that process again to another side and create a second median. Those two intersection points will show me the exact location of my centroid. All right, so again, using my compass. Again, it doesn't specifically say which ones I have to do, so I'm going to do it to AC here. So again, as long as I go more than halfway, I know that I can find the midpoint. And this is what I was talking about in the previous lesson, where you may not be able to go all the way to the endpoint anyway. So it's okay as long as you can go more than halfway. So in this case, again, if I make an arc above, and I'm going to flip this and do it from the other side, from C. Oops. Actually, before I do that, let me go below and make an arc as well. Now I'll flip it and do it from the other endpoint C. Again, being as accurate as possible. There's one intersection of my arcs. Here's a second intersection of my arcs. All right, so again, using the straight edge, you're going to connect those two points. And this point that it crosses, right there is my midpoint of AC. So I'm now going to connect from B to that midpoint to create my second median. And again, I will use my little line tool. You're going to use your straight edge. Let's do this one in green here. So from here to here is my second median. So this point here, I'll do in yellow. That right there is my centroid. All right. Now again, you only have to do this for 2 medians in order to find this location. However, if you do have the time or the ability to create the third median, it is basically a way for you to double check. So if you're not sure that or not confident that you did the medians correctly here, if you make a third median from C over to the midpoint of AB, that should run straight through this yellow point here, which indicates that you definitely did it correctly. If you did that wrong, then those 3 lines will not intersect at the point that we just created. So it's basically a way for you to double check and clarify that you did it correctly. All right, and that's how we find a centroid. So take this opportunity to pause the video and try this on your own.